If you're an aspiring content creator and been doing basic research on different cameras to get to up your content game, you have definitely come across the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. This camera is very popular because of its form factor, the attached gimbal, and the amazing quality of shots. I really do enjoy using this camera because it makes everything look so much more in focus. The great thing about DJI cameras is that they come with the ability to film in more of a grayscale tone, or the D-Log function, and that allows you to color grade your content as well as you want, which makes the footage that you get from this camera super pretty and very cinematic. The DJI app is really helpful with recovering color quickly. If you record in D-Log, all you have to do is click Log, Color Recovery, and then you can even apply any filters that you want. Hit export, and then you have a file that's ready for use. Let's talk about the best settings to film with your DJI Osmo Pocket 3. First of all, you're going to want to record in 4K. That's going to give you the highest resolution of video that you can achieve with this tiny camera. 4 frames per second, 24 frames, or 30 frames per second look the most natural and cinematic. If you want your footage to look a little bit smoother, you can film in 60 frames per second. The next setting you're going to want to change is by swiping right and clicking Pro Mode. For color, you're going to click D-Log 10, and again, as I showed earlier in the video, that's going to allow you to film in more of a grayscale tone for you to add in your own color while you're editing your videos. This is optional, but you can also manually change your exposure. So the general rule of thumb is you're going to want to double the number of the shutter speed with the frames per second. So if I am filming with 30 frames per second, I'm going to want to use 1/60 shutter speed. Not really sure what the science behind that is, that's just what I've been seeing on the internet, but I think that allows for the smoothest motion blur. With the exposure, you'll also want to set your ISO to one that matches, so make sure you don't have too high of an ISO, and I think it's best that you use a range so that you can make sure that you're still getting enough light when you're changing settings where the lighting might look a little different. Last but not least, you can also reduce your sharpness and noise reduction. I've seen that people love reducing this to -2 for both. These are the general settings that I like to use with my Pocket 3. Of course, you're always welcome to just film normally, and for reference, this is what it looks like when I'm filming normally. At the end of the day, it's up to your personal preference with what you want to do with your color and how you want your footage to look, but these are just a few basic settings for you to possibly get the most out of your DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And some complaints about this camera include that it's very easily breakable. If you drop this, I'm pretty sure there's no recovering from that, especially because the gimbal portion of the camera is very fragile. So always make sure to carry it around in your case. You also have to be careful with the screen. I've seen a lot of people on the internet say that they've flipped their screen multiple times, and if they're not careful with it, it could break. To my knowledge, it's the easiest way to turn the camera on. Just be gentle with this camera. Another con is that compared to some other cameras, this camera is still decently big. If you're a shy content creator and you want a small camera to film with, this is still decently big. It'll stand out in a setting where you're holding it in your hand or setting it on the table. That's why some creators opt for smaller cameras like the Insta360 Go Ultra, but ultimately it's up to personal preference. The footage that you get from each camera will be different. I will say that the Osmo Pocket 3 is not as discreet as I initially thought it would be when I first got it, but it still is my favorite in terms of the quality of content that I can get and just how everything looks. Another thing that I really want to highlight about this is this specific attachment. This is the Ulanzi magnetic mount, and I love sticking this to magnetic surfaces so that I can capture great angles with this camera as well. With all that being said, this camera is so amazing, especially for beginner vloggers and content creators, because you can film in both vertical and horizontal modes. That was a basic rundown of this camera and everything that I think somebody who is interested in purchasing this camera should know. So hope you enjoyed the video, and let's get on to the sample vlog that I filmed with the Osmo Pocket 3.